In this podcast, we will explore products distributed by Cotelec, a French leader in the component testing market. Here is a presentation of the spring-loaded contacts produced by Cotelec. This type of contact provides a reliable and high-performance solution for electrical connections in various sectors, including military, medical, automotive, and telecommunications. They are characterized by their resistance to harsh environments, durability, ability to transmit high-frequency and high-intensity signals, and adaptability to complex configurations. For any information, please contact Cotelec's engineers.
Ever think about what makes those critical pieces of tech, the medical devices, the military gear, work when it really matters?
Yeah, it's wild when you stop to think about it.
Today, we're getting into something small but mighty. Cotelec's spring contact technology.
They're the kind of thing you never really see, but are totally essential, keeping those connections strong in all the right places.
Exactly. So for this deep dive, we've got a bunch of info on Cotelec and their unique tech. Our mission, to understand how these spring contacts actually work, why they beat traditional contacts, and where they matter most.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, so Cotelec, they're a French company, right?
Yep, founded back in 1987. They've got a history tied to some pretty high-stakes electronics. Military, aerospace, even medical, which I gotta say that piques my interest right off the bat.
Makes sense, though.
Yeah.
Those industries demand reliability, no room for error.
Exactly, and that's where those traditional contacts, they just couldn't always keep up. Vibration and extreme temperatures, those can really throw a wrench in the work.
Oh, for sure. So Cotelec's spring contacts, they're the answer to that challenge.
It's the idea. They saw the limitations and thought, we can do better.
Okay, I'm hooked. So what is it about these spring contacts? It's literally a tiny spring making the connection.
You're on the right track. Picture this. A typical spring contact, you've got a piston, a body, and of course the spring itself.
Okay, so the piston, is that what actually carries the electrical signal?
Exactly. Think of it like the point of contact. And the body, that just houses the whole mechanism, keeps it all in line.
Makes sense. But the spring, that's where the magic happens.
You got it. The spring provides constant pressure, making sure that piston maintains a solid connection no matter what.
So even if there's vibration, shock, whatever, that spring keeps the electrical pathway clear.
Precisely. Pretty ingenious when you think about it. That simple design gives them a huge advantage over traditional contacts.
I bet. Okay, so we're talking serious durability then. How much abuse can these things take?
Let's just say they'd put your phone case to shame. We're talking over 1 million cycles.
1 million? Get out of here.
No, seriously, it's like imagine flicking a light switch on and off every single day for 3,000 years. That's the kind of lifespan we're talking about.
Okay, that's nuts. But it makes sense, right? Especially in fields like medicine. You can't have a connection failing. Ever.
Exactly. Life and death right there on the line. Yeah. And Cotelec gets that. They talk about how their contacts keep things like heart monitors and infusion pumps running perfectly.
See, that's what I like to hear. Knowing those critical components are going to hold up, that's huge.
Absolutely. And it's not just about how long they last. Cotelec spring contacts, they're versatile too. High-frequency signals, crazy high-intensity, extreme temps, no problem. We're talking minus 55 Celsius all the way up to 260. They're like the James Bond of electrical contacts.
I love it. Tough, adaptable. No wonder they're top dog in these demanding industries. But okay, back to medical for a sec. You mentioned those applications. What are we talking about specifically? Where are these spring contacts actually used in these life-saving devices?
Right. So the stuff you sent over mentioned probe connectors and piston connectors, but they didn't really get into the nitty-gritty of what each one does.
Okay. So, reading between the lines, what do those terms make you think of?
Well, based on everything else, seems like we're talking about some pretty specialized designs, right? Stuff made just for medical use. Probe connector, I'm picturing things like, ultrasound probes, medical imaging, that kind of thing, where you need that super precise, super reliable connection to get accurate readings. Makes sense, right? Then piston connectors, I'd say those are probably for applications where you need a more heavy-duty connection, surgical tools maybe, or even get this implantable devices.
Whoa. So we're talking about tech woven into the fabric of modern medicine, basically.
Exactly. And we can't overstate how important that is. But speaking of critical applications, let's jump over to the military for a minute. If there's any environment that pushes tech to its limits, it's got to be the battlefield, right?
Oh, 100%. Temperatures all over the map, shocks, vibration. You name it, military gear has to be able to handle it.
And that's where Cotelec stuff really shines. Uninterrupted connections for everything, communication systems, weapons systems, the works. And when it's that high stakes, you got to know those connections are solid.
Right, because lives are on the line, literally.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, didn't one of the sources talk about how these contacts are tested? Something about an ANSI/EIA 364 standard?
Yeah.
What is that? Anyway.
You got it. Yeah, ANSI/EIA 364, that's like the industry standard for testing connector reliability, especially when we're talking about tough conditions. Think of it like an obstacle course for connectors. Only the toughest survive.
And I'm guessing Cotelec's contacts aced it.
What do you think? Of course they did. Passing that test, it's basically a guarantee. It tells you these products meet the absolute highest standards. Reliability, performance, you name it. It's like the seal of approval from the toughest customers out there.
So it's clear why Cotelec's the go-to for, like, medical, military, those high-stakes fields. But didn't the stuff you said mention they're used in other industries, too? Like, way beyond just those.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's what's so cool about what Cotelec's doing. It's not just one product. It's a whole philosophy of spring contact solutions.
Right. It's like a whole platform of them.
Exactly. Telecommunications, car manufacturing, industrial equipment. I mean, you name it. Chances are there's a Cotelec contact quietly working away in there somewhere.
Wow. So we're really talking about a versatile tech here. But all those industries are so different. How does one company keep up with all that?
Customization. That's the key. Think of it like Cotelec gives you a toolbox, not just one tool.
Okay, I like that.
They get to know what the client needs, what the application demands. Then they tailor their solutions to fit.
So it's a real partnership. They're not just churning out parts. They're working with people to solve problems.
Exactly. That's why they're so successful. They can adjust everything. The size, the shape, even the materials to make sure those contacts perform no matter what.
That's impressive. You can really see the power of collaboration, right? It's not enough to just have a great product. You got to know how to make it work in the real world.
100%. And that's what makes Cotelec so important. They're not just making parts, they're enabling progress. All those industries pushing the boundaries of what's possible, and Cotelec's right there with them, providing that critical link.
It's pretty amazing when you think about it, right?
Yeah.
Something so small, often hidden away, but it's having a real impact on the tech we rely on every single day.
It really is. It makes you appreciate the ingenuity, all the thought that goes into those everyday miracles.
Absolutely. And it makes you wonder what other unsung heroes are out there, right?
Yeah.
The things we never see that keep the world running.
Right. The stuff that makes it all tick.
Well, on that note, I think we've reached the end of our deep dive. Thanks to you, we've learned a ton about Cotelec, their spring contact technology, and the impact it's having on everything, from life-saving medical devices to, well, who knows what else. It's been fascinating.
It really has. Thanks for having me.
And to everyone listening, thanks for joining us on this journey into the world of, well, connections, the kind that really matter. Until next time, stay curious.
In this podcast, we will explore products distributed by Cotelec, a French leader in the component testing market. Here is a presentation of the spring-loaded contacts produced by Cotelec. This type of contact provides a reliable and high-performance solution for electrical connections in various sectors, including military, medical, automotive, and telecommunications. They are characterized by their resistance to harsh environments, durability, ability to transmit high-frequency and high-intensity signals, and adaptability to complex configurations. For any information, please contact Cotelec's engineers.